And so the plotting begins. Hi everybody, thanks so much for joining me here today. I'm Melanie from Screen Time with Mel, and let's go ahead and start chatting about Interview with the Vampire, Season 1, Episode 6. We are back at the house. You are greeted by Louis, who is beat up and broken, and he's been healing for months, and there is this rigidity. Well, actually, no, there's Claudia's been taking care of him, and Lestat's been kicked out, and he keeps delivering presents and apologizing, true narcissistic style, but he keeps apologizing, giving extravagant gifts, and finally, the whole time Claudia's like, nope. Finally, Louis gives in, and Lestat moves back in, and there's this frigidness between Claudia and Lestat, and Louis put in between. At this time, though, Louis does start feeding on humans again, and they continue to live out their life in this manner. Supposedly, as part of the agreement of him coming back, Lestat killed the singer that he was having an affair with. Needless to say, that didn't happen. He made her a vampire. Yep, so he's still got his little trick on the side. And eventually, Louis does find out through Claudia, who's been following him, because he's still got his secrets and going off. And Claudia argues with Lestat, or not Lestat, but Louis about this, trying to get him to leave, just to get on the train and just leave. So he says no. She gets on the train, she leaves. He's okay with this. He gives her permission to do this. Lestat comes back and gets her off the train after murdering a few people, of course, and coming in and talking with the head. It was gross. This is definitely a violent show, and it can be very graphic in nature. But you're dealing with vampires. There's going to be violence. So, even more so than you saw in the movie. Yeah, lots and lots of violence. But it does a real good job of showing this dynamic between Lestat, Louis, and Claudia after he attempted to kill Louis. He brings Claudia back, and the coldness between the two of them get even worse. And while she's in the middle of playing chess and beating him with Lestat, beating him for the first time, she's talking with Louis mind to mind, which they can do because but Lestat can't hear them because he made both of them, and she starts plotting to kill him. So this is where it begins, and I believe that the next episode is the finale, so this is happening at, I think, an appropriate time. But one interesting thing, of course, Daniel's laced throughout this whole episode, chatting with him. He's getting some of his medication for his illness, and it eventually makes him pass out. But as he's talked about where he's been dreaming about Lestat, and not Lestat, but Louis and their time in San Francisco. Well, as he goes to sleep, he starts dreaming about it again. And he dreams about when he met Louis at the bar. And enter the person that Louis has been using as a blood bank. So it makes you question, okay, so has this guy been there this whole time, and is he really a vampire? Or has he just entered his dream just by suggestion because he's been around? So he's entered Daniel's dream. I find that fascinating. Anyway, I love this episode. It wasn't as fast moving, say, as the past two episodes, but it was really good to build up this tension between Claudia and Lestat, and Louis being this in-between guy for them, and this dynamic between the three of them, and how desperate, Claudia really wants to go and find other vampires, despite her encounter with the one other vampire that she's met so far. Which, of course, at some point in this, Lestat rubs this into her like her wound, like salt, and that's just the vampire that he is. So I'm enjoying this dynamic between the three of them. I am very interested in seeing how things play out in the next episode, and I can't wait to see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a peek at that, because I'm catching up on everything right now. And if you guys think I missed something I should have mentioned down below, then please go ahead and bring it up. I'd love to hear from you. Let's have that conversation. I'd love to talk about the show with you guys. And if you enjoyed this video while you're down there, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't yet, and you like all things television, then go ahead and hit subscribe and hit the bell to remind you each time I come out with a brand new video. I want to say thank you so much for everybody being here today. I really appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have an amazing day. Bye-bye.